What is up, y'all? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Jeffree Star. I feel like it's been a minute since we've talked about him, but I do want to say I was being nosy over there on TikTok, and I was like, y'all, I feel like he is low-key reclaiming his title as one of the most watched beauty influencers, which is a trip because I do feel like over the past couple years, nobody really talks about Jeffree Star. I feel like it's been like Glamzilla and Meredith Duxbury and Michaela Nogueira, you know what I mean? And even James Charles, yo. I feel like James Charles would be getting like millions of views on TikTok, but I feel like it's been a minute for Jeffree Star, and now, y'all, he is popping off on TikTok. I feel like he is becoming really, really successful on there. And y'all, I was checking out his videos, and most of them have like over 2 million views. Like, he's getting a lot of views. I keep saying it like time and time again. I know that I need to like get onto TikTok, but I just don't know what it is. Me and short form content. It's funny because I feel like for my travel channel, like short form content, I feel like, okay, that is like really fun and entertaining and like easy to do. But I feel like with like drama related stuff or even beauty related stuff, I'm like, I see how fast people do a makeup review, and I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I personally don't. Like, don't get me wrong, will I watch TikToks obviously that are beauty related? Absolutely. But then I just feel like you're giving me a 1-minute review about a foundation. I just don't feel like that's enough time. And yes, I do know now you can obviously upload up to 10 minutes onto TikTok, but most people don't, because obviously everyone now this day and age really has come accustomed to liking short form content. I feel like low-key, and I'm just keeping it real, I feel like TikTok has really advanced my ADD to where now I'm just kind of like, okay, hurry up and tell me about things. And that's normally not me. Like, y'all, when I go onto TikTok, I want short form content. When I go onto YouTube, I want long form content. So I'm just like, I don't know, it's something in my brain that is just not, I don't know, it's not computing right, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people on TikTok really are accustomed to short form content, and I don't know why, for some reason I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to get back into like the beauty space, and I want to get back into reviews, and I want to do them on TikTok, because let's keep it real, here on YouTube everything's just kind of dying down. And then I look at Jeffree Star over there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, obviously TikTok is the way to go. You look at all the other beauty influencers, and they're getting like millions of views on TikTok, and I do feel like it really is a better place to grow. But yeah, I don't know what it is, why I just can't pull the like trigger on going back onto TikTok for beauty related stuff. I don't know why, but eventually I'm going to have to, because y'all, just keeping it real, I'm like, woo, these views on YouTube, Jesus. I be trying, and I try, and I'm like, I can't even break 10,000 views over here anymore, as to where back in the day, well, I would say maybe even about a year and a half ago, like at least all my videos would at least be getting over like 15,000 views, and I'm like, oh, it's bad over here. Anyways, off on a little bit of a tangent there. I do want to say this though, I'm really curious to know how Jeffree Star is going to be like moving forward, because I feel like no matter what, and I feel like this is the unfortunate side of the internet, whenever you make like public mistakes, you know, whether it be 1, whether it be 10, whatever the case may be, I feel like if you genuinely grow as a person, and say for example, if I made a mistake in 2005 and that was on the internet, and people, you know, like let me have it, you know, and I like learned from then and I grown from then, I feel like if I grow to be even more popular years down the road, I feel like no matter what, there's a certain period of time to where it's always going to come back again. It's always going to come back again. Do you know what I mean? So I wonder if like Jeffree Star really has been like growing as a person. And then also I wonder if he is going to have another downfall being on TikTok, because y'all, I just feel like it's only a matter of time that like new people who discover him, whether it be a new generation or just new people on TikTok, they're going to like rehash his past, and there's going to be like a, you know, expose about Jeffree Star. And I'm just really curious to see how that's going to go, considering, you know how it is with the internet, everything always gets re-brought up. But I do want to say in the meantime, he is like really, really popping off on TikTok. Also, I want to say too, I just think that this is such a trip. I feel like every single time that he's going to come out with something new, and he is, we're going to be talking about it within today's video, he is like teasing some new eyeshadows. He's teasing a new eyeshadow palette. He's been in the lab. He always has like something related to a man popping off. There's this guy parading around with him, and I'm just so confused. Like, is this his new boyfriend? Because he's kind of like alluding to the fact that like somebody drove down to meet him, you know, and give him, you know what. And y'all, there's this guy making a TikTok, and everyone's like, are you guys together? Like, what's going on? But I feel like this is like Jeffree Star's way to get his name talked about. You know what I mean? But I do have to say, low key, he doesn't even really need to get his name talked about anymore, because I feel like his views on TikTok are really, really popping off, and I feel like he's being really successful over there. And y'all, you know what's so crazy is every single time that I see a review from like Glamzilla or Michaela or something like that, if you scroll and scroll and scroll in the comments, you will see people being in there, I only trust Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star is the only beauty influencer I trust. So many people really do trust him. And I've always said before too, I felt like he's been very, very honest, because obviously he doesn't need the promotion, as to where other beauty influencers, obviously they want to stay on brands PR list, they want to obviously get sponsorships by brands, and I feel like Jeffree Star has never really had that motive, because he's made his own money. So I think, you know, obviously people are discovering like, oh, other people may be a little bit shady, you know what I mean? Actually, I'm gonna be making a full-on video, I don't know, maybe within the next week or so, about like beauty influencers I don't trust and beauty influencers I actually do trust. So I'll be making that pretty soon. I did one of those videos a long time ago. I want to say maybe about 5 years ago. And I'm like, you know what? It's time I make a new one because there's so many new faces in the beauty space. So anyways, y'all, sorry for my rambling. I just feel like I'm in a mood today. I don't know why I saw this TikTok of this guy saying like why you should skip breakfast. And I'm trying to skip breakfast, which low-key is kind of like hard, but I don't know why for some reason I feel better. But I'm going to like keep on trying to make it a thing because I'm like, you know what? I have to make changes in my life, and I just feel like, y'all, I fluctuate so much with my weight, and I try so hard, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe sometimes, because I don't know if you guys are like this, when I eat breakfast, I feel sluggish, and I'm like, why me even at breakfast? I feel like way more energized. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, I barely just started it. Well, today's the second day, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, let me shut up. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast channel. It'll be linked down below, y'all. I am so sorry. Our podcasts are just, they're A-wood. Quality is not there. Quality is not there, but the conversation is, and honestly, y'all, I've just been having the time of my life. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and leave our TikTok link down below because we are making clips of our podcast. So if you guys don't want to watch stuff, because y'all, our podcasts are long, like they're literally 2 hours long, and we just be sitting there rambling. But I'm gonna start making. Well, actually, I have about 7 clips already made, but I was waiting until the TikTok got to 100 followers. So I'm gonna be making clips. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll go ahead and leave the link down below so that way you guys can check it out. And let me shut up and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, first I want to talk about this guy right here. His name is Tony Alejandro, and y'all, he created this TikTok with Jeffree Star, who was like dancing around with him, and then there's this song playing. I think for copyright issues I can't play it, but basically the guy says in the song like, oh, she want to ride me like a carnival, and he chose to put those lyrics inside there, and then obviously Jeffree Star is in there. I'm gonna be honest with you, at first when I first saw this, I thought this was Jeffree Star's TikTok just because the angling of it, but no, it's this guy Tony Alejandro's. And I do want to say he definitely seems like one of those guys that Jeffree Star would be trying to get after. You know, he's all big, muscular, tall, you know, all that good stuff. But y'all, this is how I feel. This is just my opinion. I feel like time and time again, when it comes down with Jeffree Star and these like super, super hot guys, I feel like they're low-key just kind of like using him for something. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I feel like Jeffree Star's probably using him for something too. You know what I mean, you know? But I just feel like, I don't know why he does this kind of stuff, y'all. I don't know. You know what? I have to be honest with you guys, as somebody who is kind of like a hopeless romantic, who's like always like looking for a actual relationship and not just hookups. Sometimes I look at people like Jeffree Star and I'm just kind of like, is that fulfilling? Do you know what I mean? Obviously to each their own, but I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like this guy right here probably is like, you know, using him because if you look at the link in his bio, he may or may not have an OnlyFans. And it's kind of like, obviously, if he makes TikToks with Jeffree Star, he's going to blow up. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously Jeffree Star is, you know, Jeffree Star likes these types of guys that like come across as like straight, you know, and I don't know. Anyways, y'all, the whole purpose of me bringing that up is because I'm just so curious. He was actually on live, and I did get this screen recording from Rich Lux, just letting you guys know. And he was talking about new eyeshadows, which I do want to talk about. But then he basically said in there, like, oh, somebody drove down from Boca, which, y'all, I'm uneducated. I don't know, or like Boca Raton. I don't know what part of the world Jeffree Star is in when he's talking about this lab and he's talking about these new eyeshadows. And I'm just curious if it's this guy, Tony. And also, before I play that TikTok right there from his live, I did want to get your guys' opinion on this. So this song, I don't really understand like who people are talking about, but there's somebody that commented in the comments of Tony's video and said not Jeffree playing his X-Man's song for this. And I'm so confused. Like, if you guys know the TikTok I'm talking about, like I said, I can't play the clip because obviously copyright issues, but I'm like, who is Jeffree Star's ex in there? Like, and since somebody even commented on there, which one rides like a carnival though? And that guy Tony like had put the little monkeys covering his eyes emoji. So I'm like really curious. I'm like, what's this song about, y'all? And then somebody commented on there, was Jeffree in your bed? Well, I mean, clearly it looked that way. I'm just really interested about this. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about him going onto live and talking about these new eyeshadows. Go ahead and check out this TikTok right here.
Full reflex type color that we were working on. Isn't it so pretty? Damn, they really love this. It says like purple oil slick. It's stunning, huh? Gag City. It's giving Northern Lights. Yes. Give us the duochromes, they said. Okay. Oh, work. Sounds like me last night. My friend drove up from Boca to lay down that Boca. I had to get some inspiration. What y'all think about this shade?
As y'all can see from right there, he mentioned the mystery man, and I wonder if it's that same guy, if it's that guy Tony. Just curious. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the makeup briefly before we get into the Glamzilla situation, because I'm so curious to know about that. Because I did do a full video about the whole e.l.f. situation. That's why I wanted to talk about that. What do you guys feel about the new eyeshadows? Honestly, I do want to say they do look beautiful. My whole thing about this is, and look, I told you guys before, I actually did a full video as to where I'm like, oh, okay, he's kind of like doing the thing of like James Charles now and talking about products that he's like creating in the lab. I feel like Jeffree Star should have done this from the get-go. I feel like that would have been absolutely amazing. People love to be on the inside and like give their opinions on a product before they come out, because obviously he can still make changes to the product at this point while working in the lab. What do you guys feel about these colors though? Like the shimmer looks really, really beautiful, but I'm just so curious to know, is it just me and like my circle of friends and family that everyone just doesn't really wear color anymore? So I'm so curious to know what you guys feel about this. I know a lot of people obviously on the internet, like, will, create a colorful eyeshadow look obviously just for the content. But I'm saying like in my day-to-day life, even when I go out with friends of a friend, I'm like, everyone is just like neutrals. I feel like we have come to this point in society to where everyone is like wearing, whether it be neutrals on the cool side or on the warm side, but still neutrals nonetheless. I don't really see people wearing too much color, as to where, let's say like 5 years ago, everyone and their mom was wearing color. And I had even said, I'm like, damn, I sound like such a hypocrite now, because back then, I'm sure you would see in my videos, or if you guys know me, I'd be like, I'm never gonna just wear neutrals. They're so boring. I need color in my life. And then now that I'm older, I'm like, first of all, I rarely even do my makeup these days, but if I do, it's neutral. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to know how these will sell. I'm curious to know what his next eyeshadow palette is going to be. And I do have to say though, I do like that he is talking about product on his TikTok lives and TikToks as well. I think that this is really beneficial, especially if you're like interested in the creative process of the makeup, This next TikTok I want to play right here. I'm going to play a clip of it because it is kind of long. It's 4 minutes. And I'm like, y'all, this video is already going to get lengthy because y'all know I talk so much. So I'm going to play a little bit of a clip of it, but basically I wanted to talk about this because I did do a video about Glamzilla as to where she was receiving so much backlash because she didn't like these new e.l.f. Pout Clout lips, which I need to like get my hands on. Like, damn, I haven't been to the store in a hot minute, but I need to get to the store and try these because I'm so curious, because it does seem like a type of product that I would like. So I really want to try it out. Y'all, I wanted to try the I don't know if it's, y'all, every single time I want to say maracuja. I wanted to try those before, but I'm just like, y'all, $24. I'm not going to spend $24 on that. So I'm like, oh, the e.l.f. ones are only $8. So whenever I go to Ulta or Target, I will definitely be picking those up. Well, probably just one shade because I want to try it out. So Jeffree Star basically was on the low calling out Glamzilla for putting on too much product, and he actually liked these products and was just like, what? Because this girl, her TikTok went viral, low-key calling out Glamzilla, and then obviously Jeffree Star stitched it to where she stitched Glamzilla and then he stitched her, so it's kind of like a little bit of a train. And I'm just so curious to know, because I feel like in a previous video he had talked about Glamzilla and kind of like alluded to the fact that he kind of like liked her. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, he's low-key kind of calling her out right here. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about this, so go ahead and check it out.
Oh no, why did I know? It's very...
One thing I will always do is stand up for e.l.f. because I love affordable makeup.
Jesus, take the wheel. Another day, another beauty controversy. Hi, how are ya? Here are the e.l.f. Clout Pout Plumping Pens. Now, these are allegedly a dupe for the Juicy Lip Plump from Tarte. Now, this is $24. $24! And these are $8. So is this a dupe or not? We will find out. But baby, with this cheap ass packaging, Tarte, spare me. So about a week ago, 6 days ago, a controversial moment happened. Miss Glamzilla reviewed the e.l.f. Clout Pout pens, specifically in this shade, Pinky Out. People had a lot to say. She hated the product. Obviously, Miss Jen here that we stitched liked it. And I'm here to figure it the fuck out. So what's the problem and why was there drama? Well, it's the way that everyone keeps applying this. People are saying they hate it. Some people are saying they love it. Well, as the most unbiased person in the beauty community, I'm here to tell you the truth. For $8, what is this supposed to do before we try it? This is a 3-in-1 tinted moisturizing lip plumping gloss. It has a cooling sensation, allegedly, and it's supposed to give us a smooth, glossy, and plumped out finish. Let's just get this over with. Let's try it. This is a shade that they are complaining about. They're also saying you can't see the shade label on the bottom. Bitch, it's right there. The irony is, look at the Tarte one. I just opened this and the shade label is coming off. The problem that I'm noticing in some people's reviews, they're just putting too much product out. They're clicking this too much. Ready? That's all you need. Have I tried these yet? No! So here's our first impression. Let's go. Ooh, girl. Okay. Okay, we have tried all of these. Let's give our final thoughts. For $8, baby, this is an amazing dupe for Tarte. And even if they weren't duping Tarte, I think it's a cute product. I'm not sure what the problem is with everyone, but I think if you click less and just give it a swirl, it definitely is an amazing product. For $8, you get a cute cooling sensation, an amazing shade range. I definitely think Glamzilla, you gotta try these out again. The e.l.f. Clout Pout Lip Plumping Pen is Jeffree Star approved.
As y'all can see from her right there, he's basically saying like she put on way too much product. And I had said within my video too, I'm like, you know what? Sometimes people are more heavy-handed with something. Sometimes, you know, people are more soft-handed with it. It's obviously to each their own about how you're going to use a product. But I really am curious for my own. Y'all, this is why I feel like I couldn't even really form an opinion about this, because I was like, I want to try the product for myself, because it definitely does seem like it could be one of those like situations to where, do you guys remember when those lip products had came out from MAC? I think they were like a gloss in a tube, and y'all, everyone was like, oh, this product is so horrible. I want to say Nikki Tutorials did a review of it and she was like, this is absolutely horrible, but basically it's because she was putting on too much product. I think this is the same situation as the e.l.f. product right here. Jeffree Star seemed to really like it. To be quite honest with you guys, seeing it on the lips, I think it looks really nice. I think it adds a nice amount of color. It's not too overly opaque, and I really do like the shine of it. So to me, it seems like a really cool product, especially for $8, but it does definitely seem like one of those things to where you have to be careful, because if you put too much, it can get a little bit goopy. Also, people were commenting in the comment section of his video and said, Glamzilla and Michaela, you'll never catch me listening to a damn word they say. Laughed my ass off. That has 48.5 thousand likes on it. And then somebody commented, love Glamzilla, but I always trust you more. That has 104.4 thousand likes. And then somebody else, never heard of Glamzilla till now, haha, 64.6 thousand likes. Now, I want to say this, I think it's actually really kind of crazy to see Jeffree Star getting so much praise on TikTok, but I do have to say, in my personal opinion, y'all know I've always said this, I really do feel like he is honest. When it comes down to things, when it comes down to beauty products, y'all can call me out right now, let me know, please educate me in the comment section. To my understanding, I feel like he has never been caught in a lie when it comes down to a product. Like, y'all just, you know, bringing this up, I feel like with Michaela, look how many lies she has been caught in. You know, when it comes down to sponsorship, saying that she doesn't like a product, then she likes a product, saying that she hates a product, then she loves the product as soon as it's sponsored. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's been caught in so many of lies. And I'm like, I literally can't think of one lie that Jeffree Star has been caught in when it comes down to a makeup review. So I do want to say, hey, at least in my personal opinion, at least he's getting the love he deserves when it comes down to the makeup aspect of TikTok. But I really am curious to know, since he's like low-key on the rise on TikTok, I just wonder how long until somebody starts this whole like viral TikTok of like exposing him and all the things that he's done in the past, because I really do feel like that's going to end up coming. But nonetheless, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. Eventually, I will get my hands on one of those e.l.f. products, and I won't do like a full review of it, but I'll just like try it on within video, so that way those of us that know about it can see it. Do you know what I mean? Eventually, I'll get my hands on one. So make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.